It affected me in the severest way possible. I have felt unloved, uncared for, and I went through severe depression for the longest time of my life. Only recently, I found peace and love. I was the eldest of 5 children. My mom never hugged us or told us that she loved us. As a child, I didn't think about it, because that was the norm for me. Then I met my husband and I distinctly remember feeling comfortable with him, because he wasn't a very touchy person. We got married just before my 23rd birthday. Soon after our marriage, I suddenly started realizing that I missed being touched and I craved being wanted. It would become the struggle of our life as a married couple. In my early 30s, I went to speak to my mom about her never telling me that she loved me and never touching me. She listened to me, but didn't answer me, except that she said that her parents never told her that they loved her, yet she never doubted that they did. And she asked me why I was the only one of her 5 children who doubted her love for me. She suggested that I was flawed and had to work on myself. After many years, I did eventually go for psychotherapy. I actually was looking for a way to save my marriage. My husband refused to go for any kind of help and I thought that I would go on my own. I was in psychotherapy for 5 years and it centered around my feelings of being unloved by both my mom and my husband. In that time, I learned that we look for a partner that reminds us the most of our problem parent, because we seek out closure with that parent. And so, the cycle is repeated and we don't get what we are looking for. My other siblings went through similar cycles, each in their own way. My 50-year-old brother is still lost in his own struggle. I was over 50 years old when I had one last talk about love with my mom. I told her that I went through therapy and I was okay with myself. I had closure within myself, because I did the work as she has suggested. Then I asked her if she loved me. She refused to say it. I then told her that I was sorry that I was never going to feel that she loved me, and I said I was sorry that she would go to her own death and she would feel the loss of not having said that. At that moment, my mom gave a heavy sigh and then she told me that she loved me with her whole being and she felt that declaring her love for me was making it cheap. I understood my mom all these years, because I knew her story. She lost both of her parents very early in her life. She was 13 when her mom died and she was 21 when her dad died. She feared loving anybody, because she was afraid to lose them. Her fear caused so much damage in her life. She almost lost her husband, because she refused to tell him that she loved him. She is still losing some of her children, because they don't feel loved. Last year, I gave my husband my wedding ring and told him that I loved him, but could not carry on without touch or intimacy. If he wanted us to stay together, he had to find help for us, because I have exhausted all the help that I could find for myself. I gave him a period in which he could respond and told him that I would carry on with my house duties for that period, but I was not going to hold his hand, the only intimate thing he kept doing, and I'm not going to chat to him anymore. He couldn't bear that and found help for us very soon. We have gone for couples therapy. Now, after 34 years of marriage, he is cuddling me, kissing me, and shows his affection in a physical way. Both of us feel loved and we are content. We have kept on fighting and now, after so many years, we reap the sweet fruits of our work.